So close. So close to my crazy prediction coming true. Australia needed just one more goal to sneak into the semifinals. When Troisi went ahead in the 42nd minute, I thought Trent Sainsbury missed an absolute sitter to put them ahead 2-0 just before halftime. No one was surrounding him in the box. He was completely alone. All he had to do was just level it off his chest and then just tap it into the back of the net. But he decided to volley it. He volleyed it. It went soaring into the stands. Golden opportunity wasted. And the second half was more of the same story. Australia created a lot of chances up front. They were the more assertive team. I thought in this particular match, Australia were the better side. Same thing happened again. Jamie McLaren, wonderful cross from Troisi. Just couldn't get on the end of it. Couldn't tap it in behind Bravo, or at least get a shot on goal. But, you know, at the end of the day, that's the difference between world-class teams and teams like Australia. We saw this earlier in this tournament with New Zealand. We saw it with Russia. Typically, world-class teams put away their chances more often than second, third, fourth tier sides. And I think Australia, what was lacking for them today was just that killer edge. Yes, they came out desperately. Yes, this was by far their best performance of any of their 3 games in this tournament. Yes, they were the better team over the span of the 90 minutes in this match, but they just lacked that killer instinct to put the game away. And so many wasted opportunities. It reminded me of the New Zealand versus Mexico game, where Chris Wood just couldn't put the way, and eventually Mexico came back into the match, and here Chile came back into the match. But really, when Trent Sainsbury, before halftime, just missed that wide open shot, I almost yelled, because I was like, oh, you know. Chile had only 1 or 2 shots throughout the second half. Chile only produced 1 or 2 shots on goal, and one of them ended up in the back of the net. But that's all you need. You just need 1 shot on target to beat the keeper, and it's a goal. So, I'm glad at least Australia got something out of this match, because I do think if they had lost this, it would have been a little bit harsh. But a lot of people said this team was going to finish bottom of the group with 0 points. They got 2 points from 2 draws, and they narrowly lost that game against Germany, and they arguably could have won today against Chile. I was really impressed with how hard-working this Australian side was when they came out, particularly in the second half, where I thought they were even better than them when they scored in the first half. They just couldn't find the goal again. They just couldn't do it again. And for Chile, I don't think Chile can be satisfied with this result, because yes, a draw was enough to get them through, but you have to beat teams like Australia. You have to beat them. You're Chile. You're 2-time Copa America champions. And because of this result now, Chile has finished in second in this group behind a German C team, and they're playing Portugal in the semifinals. And if you're Chile, would you rather play Portugal or you rather play Mexico? I think you'd rather play Mexico, even though there's that added storyline of revenge for the Mexican team. You don't want to play the very best team in this tournament until the final. So Chile really dropped the ball here, and Germany capitalized, clinical as ever, thrashing Cameroon 3-1. I don't want to sound mean to Cameroon, but I didn't expect them to do anything in this tournament. Cameroon typically doesn't do anything in major tournaments outside of the African Cup. And I expected Cameroon to come in last in this group, and they did. So now Germany plays against Mexico. But if you're Mexico, you may not be getting the opportunity to go against Chile, get a chance for revenge now. But you're playing against a German C team that a lot of people have underestimated in this tournament. But still, it's not Germany's strongest lineup. And we know that Mexico is a side that tends to play it to their opponents' level. So I think Mexico's in with a pretty good chance of getting to the Confederations Cup final. I really do. I think they're in with a decent shot here. Will they? I'll make a prediction video for the semifinals later on. But for now, I think Australia really could have been the big surprise of this tournament. Happy with my decision to go with them. It was bold, it was risky, and it almost paid off in the end. They have nothing to be ashamed about from this tournament. I think what's going to happen is, I told you about Australia. Look out for them next year at the World Cup. I was being serious. I think that this tournament will prove to be highly beneficial experience for them 1 year before the World Cup in Russia in 2018. So I guess an early prediction for me as far as Australia goes is I think they will advance out of their group in Russia next year in the World Cup. For Chile, I mean, it's job done. You got the point that you needed to get through this group. But you have to improve. You have to improve. And Chile right now looks like a team that is very easy to discourage and frustrate. Because once Chile... I'm trying to find the right words. Once Chile doesn't score within the first 20, 30 minutes of a game, you can just tell their rhythm gets disrupted. They get frustrated. They don't create as many chances. They look like a one-trick pony. They look very predictable, especially when they go behind. You know, when they went behind, I didn't even recognize Chile on the field today because you saw for most of that second half, it was Australia that was mostly the attacking side. And Chile was the team that was behind. So, you know, as far as Germany-Cameroon goes, I didn't watch that entire match because I did not expect much from Cameroon. I expected Germany to win that match. I'll go back and I'll watch more highlights from it. But since both games were playing at the same time, I mostly tuned into the Chile-Australia game because I felt that that was the game where we could potentially see an upset happening, or at least Chile dropping points. It just goes down to overall, who do you trust more to get the full 3 points on a final match day? The Germans or the Chileans? The Germans, because they're just that efficient. They're just that prolific. That's why they're a big name in football. So, I really wish my Egyptian team had qualified through the African Cup because I don't think we would have finished this group with only 1 point. That's just me. But, you know, you gotta make do with what you have. Cameroon was the African representative. So Cameroon and Australia are out. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Maybe I'll release it later today, maybe tomorrow. Probably tomorrow, where I give my predictions for the Confederations Cup semifinals. And, yeah, some pretty tough matchups. Because now I have to think a lot. Because I thought Portugal-Chile was going to be the final. But it's going to be a semifinal. Germany C team against a Mexican team that plays to level their opponent. That's going to be tough to predict as well. So, I got some thinking to do. Until then, I'll see you guys later. Peace out.